Vedas are the oldest known literature of the world. Four Vedic Samhitas in their numerous recensions along with their exegetic works, the Brahmana, together are designated as the Veda. Mantra and Brahmana together are designated as the Veda. Mantra here stands for the collections of hymns known as the Vedic Samhitas, and Brahmana for the voluminous exegetical works on the same. The Brahmana are clearly divided into parts. The first is purely exegetical and ritualistic. The second, known as Aranyaka, is attached to each Brahmana in the form of an appendix and generally ends with its Upanishad. One of the reasons why the Upanishads are collectively known as Vedanta is their place at the end of the Vedic literature. This is also regarded as the chronological position of the Upanishads in the Vedic literature. Theoretically, every Upanishad should be connected with the Brahmana of some or other of the Vedic shakhas. According to Patanjali, Rig Veda had 21 sakhas, the Yajurveda 100, Samveda 1000, and the Atharva Veda had 9 sakhas. Thus in Patanjali's time, i.e. in 2nd century BC, as many as 1130 sakhas of the four Vedic Samhitas were extant. Muktikopanishad accepts the no of sakhas as 1180 and categorically states that each of sakhas possesses an Upanishad of its own. In fact, each sakha must have had its own Brahmana, Arayanka and Upanishad. But the number of extant Upanishads is only a little over 200. Of them, only 13 are accepted to be the genuine Vedic Upanishads. The most ancient Upanishads rise above the theory of physical gods, such as Indra, Varuna, etc., and teach the existence of an impersonal, immanent, omnipresent Brahman, who is not bound by time and space. On the other hand, the later Upanishads progressively evolve personal and physical gods, like Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva and others. The Sankhya theories of Purusa and Prakrti and 3 virtues, namely Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, have been progressively incorporated in the later Upanishads. Accordingly, the Chandogya and the Bhadraka appear to be the oldest. They enunciate only the Ama and the Brahman. Next are placed the Isa, the Tattiriya and the Aitareya. In the third group are included the Prasna, the Mundaka and the Mandukya. Then comes the Katha, which is the first to mention Visnu. Rudra, the favorite god of the Krsna Yajurveda, figures under the name Maheswar in the Svetasvatara. This Upanishad should be dated after the Katha. The last among the principal Upanishads is the Maitrayani, in which the Puranic Trimarti, namely Brahma, Visnu and Mahesa, figure. Even on the second criterion of Dr. Vaidya, the principal Upanishads appear in the same chronological order. There is no reference to Sankhya theories in the first 3 groups of Upanishads. The Katha and the Kena were the first to mention the Gunas. In the 18 Upanishads mentioned above, there is no reference or even a vague allusion to any of the Buddhist doctrines or philosophical theories. Hence, they are universally accepted to be anterior to the Buddha of 600 BC. In fact, these Upanishads betray complete ignorance even of Carvaka and Mahavira and of Jainism. Therefore, their dates shall have to be fixed before 700 BC. It must be remembered that Mahavira was not the founder of Jainism. He was the 24th Jain Tirthankara. Even if we reject the obviously exaggerated lifespans allotted to them in Jain tradition, we shall have to allow at least 600 years to his 23 predecessors. Thus the last of the 18 principal Upanishads is anterior to 1300 BC. I agree with C.V. Vaidya that the European as well as the Indian scholars, like Belvilkar, Ranade and others, who echo their views, have erred in placing these Upanishad between 1200 and 600 BC. Fortunately, some of these Upanishads provide irrefutable internal evidence to settle their dates.